Hi, hello, happy Sabbath and Shabbat Shalom. Alright, so what we have here is I have the pulley off of Sunshine and off of the lathe. I've cleaned up the back of the casting and I've put in a threaded bushing that is effectively the remnants of a 1-inch bolt. In fact, I don't know if it's clearly evident, but I managed to cut through it from the inside with a boring bar exactly enough to break the threads, except that one little point right there where they crossed over. Now, the reason I'm here by the Bridgeport is because I need to build a perfectly flat, absolutely positively perfectly flat support mechanism to put in the chuck behind the part to ensure that it is absolutely perfectly flat. To do that, I'm going to make a part specifically out of that piece of steel, and when I'm done with it, Yahweh willing, it will be perfectly flat. It's going to take a bit. That's okay. I'm just very blessed that I had that strap of material left over. I had some others, but I've used them up by now. So this ring I put on the lathe and I turned it and cleaned it a lot, but it's not perfectly flat. When I get it welded, tack welded to this piece here, what'll happen is when it's based against this, if everything indicates out properly and it'll be held down with this bolt, I should be able to put the shell mill head, this device right here, on it and make it perfectly flat. And then I'll put it back in the chuck in the lathe and carry on where I was at. There's a little piece of hollow thread left over. It's kind of nifty looking. I have no idea what I would use it for, but you know me, I won't throw it away. This is the part left over from that process, and as you can see, the cut broke at the thread, which is fine because all I needed was to get this off of here so I can carry on. So that's just the hollowed out end of a 1-inch by 8, 1 in 8 threads bolt, just like the one over there that you saw before. So that's just something left over from my work, and I have no idea what I'll do with it. Rest of all that stuff, like I say, you'll see more of more sooner. Alright, now other things I have done this week. It is a beautiful day today for the fact we're in late December and it is about 60 something degrees out. So I got the wheel off, I got the fender off so that I could get inside there and get the beat up old brake lines off, so I can replace them with new brake line, because this stuff is rusted all through. It's garbage. So that's going to be worked on this coming week if the brake line comes through, because I'm going to reuse the original fittings, as many as I have to. Sunshine over here, Sunshine the track loader, is still waiting on some parts for rewiring, as well as that pulley you just saw, because that pulley and that alternator go on Sunshine. So that's why the bucket is up on a winch strap to keep it from falling down, plus some blocks to rest on. So in case something happens, that it doesn't just fall right to the ground. Now on to something that was not really scheduled, certainly not scheduled by me, but it did happen, and it's probably in a way the biggest breaking news, if you will, I've kind of alluded to this in a way, not exactly the way it happened. There was a bit of a surprise. Some of the brethren in our church had some stuff they wanted me to come pick up. Well, they decided they want to come visit us. And they're 157 miles away. So, other than that Shark vacuum cleaner, which is Mom's, and just quit charging, it's not easy to say immediately that there's anything really here. There's a portable air conditioner, 8,000 BTU hours, and other than that, there's drywall tools. Essentially, I got effectively a pretty small hardware store. There are tons of silver solder, brushes, and I mean lots of silver solder. And this stuff ain't cheap. And full length stay silver. I don't know if that's silver solder or lead solder. And fast and final. And you may have seen the regular paste pipes. You may have seen me do some reports on stuff before. This is the AC part that I did because I was given some stuff. KMP International. No idea what's in here. It is a WSL 1675 suction line filter dryer, 7/8 solder, 16 cubic inches. It's one of these, basically. It's a filter dryer, different size. This is a delay on break timer, universal voltage, 10 minutes adjusted. Just a plate with a little belt, I guess, to a compressor. This just says AC parts, so I don't know. It's a box of some kind. Oh, there we go. Pen high pressure lockout from Johnson Controls. 50 to 450 psi, 6-inch capacity. All range, 1/4 inch nut. Alright. So I'll admit, this is kind of like an unboxing, but not quite. Put this back in here. Because, like I say, the stuff this friend of mine gave me, that's a security device. It's called Hampton Ladder Lock. Stop theft, secure ladders for trucks and vans. A book, Fix It Fast and Easy Upgrading Your House. Never seen this before, but it's cool. Sandpaper, lots of sandpaper. Flex Seal, Miracle Forward something, Tri-Flow Teflon, tape, Camp Dry, beeswax waterproofer, some clip-on devices of some kind or another. Anyhow, I have not really gone through this at depth because now there was in here, I won't show it, but because I don't want to take and hear radios in the background. But upstairs, there was an uninterruptible power supply in there for computers. How they got mixed up with this, I don't know. I'm not complaining. There's a hole saw. It's a masonry type. Kingcraft. Alright. Let's see if we can get this thing open here. There's a pull handle. Yes. Power nibbler. I've been wanting one of these for eternity. It's an electric plug-in nibbler. I got cut-off wheels. I got another cut-off right-angle grinder. More cut-off wheels. And there was a, oh, you'll call it, a pair of safety goggles in there. Apparently you very carefully line this up if you're really skilled, and if not, you just say forget it. So in here there's a gang plug, 5 outlets to 1. Very hard to find, but I say hard to find, Stanley brand with an angle finder. PVC pipe, lots of self-tapping, self-drilling screws, a driver head, some alligator clips, some small line wrenches, and non-line wrenches, a pair of scissors. Again, I put this back in that box just as miscellaneous. Alright, in here we have power control modules and stuff. Come on, I gotta get one under the other to let go. There we go. So, fan blower control, order number 1CM271C, Carrier brand. So that's a power controller blower, programmable thermostat, HD TV smart adapter, Cutler hammer, definite purpose, contractor, amps, coil, 24 volts. I'm guessing it's a splitter. I'm guessing that this is a relay or a circuit breaker. Yeah, going by the drawing on it. Probably a circuit breaker. This is a Johnson Controls P70AA11C head pressure fan cycling range 100 to 400 psi G SPST adjustable off. This is a 124 volt coil, White Rogers Stevo 90-340 RBM type 91 relay. I'm not going to unbox all these, but here's a relay, and I'm guessing that might be one. There's a nice capacitor, another low stretch torque tested belt, 12.5 microfarad, 370 volts. So these are capacitors. This is a relay, some plumber's strap, fuse container, universal thermocouple. Been wanting one of those forever. Regular breakers, but they're 30 amp. Yeah, I need one of those. Boy, stuff I've been needing and just come all up. This is a swivel with core depressor on run. I'm guessing that has to do with something to do with the dial of the compression. HL509 thermostat. Yes, that looks like a capacitor. Masks, I never use those. Energy saving something or another, not for sure. Another belt, more wire, another capacitor, more wire, tape. I'm gonna have more tape, and I just bought a 10-pack of tape. Another cable splitter for power, an empty box. Alright, over here we have masses and masses and masses of screws and some nails. I won't go into trying to dimension all those out. They're just there. Let's flip this over, and loads and loads of brand new unused copper parts, fittings, adjusters, and I believe this one is a rare adapter. That there's some adapters in here. Some of these, there are some in here, I don't know where, may or may not see them, They're called bullet fittings, and they are specifically for putting a new service line into an old refrigeration system. And I have an old refrigeration system that may or may not be repairable that I was given. Well, it was free on the side of the road, it just said free, and I think some of you have seen that before, maybe. If not, someday. And it needs, if anything, needs at least a recharge on its Freon. So here I've got both hydraulic and water, which arguably some would argue that hydraulic is water. But anyhow, some are high pressure, some are low pressure. Alright, and then of course some more copper fittings. Some of these are some kind of specialized adjustment flow valves, and I don't know much about them. I'll read up on them before I do anything destructive to them by accident, like put them on wrong and have them blow up. By the way, this is just regular oil and transmission fluid and engine cleaner, degreaser. This is tile, trowels, drywall stuff, and what looks like an adapter for there's a funnel. I have no idea what that was. But anyhow, stuff. There's a bottle of kerosene, some acetone, 4-cycle fuel, ethanol free, unleaded, no fuel. Yeah, just more oil. I have no idea what's in here. Octane booster. You'd think he had a race car at one time. Battery protector and sealer. I've been wanting to get some more of that. More battery cleaner, that's good. 2-cycle oil, or stable oil. Oil stabilizer. And in here we have electrical fittings for outside, what you call enviro fittings. And one thing that I can, well, that lid's about to fall off there. One thing I can say is there's a small hardware store here. More electrical fittings, some staples for that, large gauge wire nuts, straps for conduit. I'm going to very carefully, hopefully not forget what I'm doing, flip that over because that end's ruined. And some PVC fittings, which I'm not going to bother opening up. And then there's a device over here. I don't even know what's in here. I'll say it's a device. I don't know what it is. It's got some... Oh, okay, that is a door hinge template thing. Yeah, that's specifically for making it. That's a door... Not door hinge, but a door dead slip bolt. I don't know if it's for dead bolt or for both. It's probably for both. Dead bolt and strike bolt, slip bolt. Strike and slip, slip and strike. Anyhow, so yeah, I was blessed with all this goody stuff because he has suffered enough injuries in his past that blew my mind. Was he was talking about, oh well, it's better than to give it to you than throw it away. I'm like, I wouldn't have thrown it away. I'd have sold it. I mean, personally, if I were, you know, I mean, but. And in here we've got Dremel stuff, which some of which I was looking for, some of not. Phone jack splicer, another paper wrapped markers. Huh. Oh, I know what those are. Yeah, grease pencils. More phone stuff. I don't know what's in here. Hole saws. Yes. At least one. 2 hole saws. Some kind of latch. Probably a hole saw. A driver bit. Another driver bit. A multi-tool, like a Gerber pocket tool. rubber bushing of some kind. Could be a shatter resist. There's a strap inside a container that has pretty near nothing else in it. There's oh, it's a universal utility key. Yeah. Black & Decker something or another's got a motorized something in it. I hope it's a Dremel. I think it is, because I can't find mine and I was looking for it. This is a grease gun. Yep. Yep. I know it doesn't look like it from the outside, but it's a grease gun. This is, yay, calibration scale, microns. Thermistor vacuum gauge calibration. That's neat. I will look into that. Some rubber hoses with valves and some ringy thing down here. That's probably the top of a gauge. So this is some kind of plate folding tool. It says it's a folding tool. I don't know what folding tool it is, but that's neat. Alright, oops, and I spilled stuff. So I will put that all back in so I don't ruin any of it. And then we're pretty much done exploring all the nifty. Oh, I'm having a leg cramp. Hate that. I got a new pain med this month. I don't know if it's going to work or not. But anyhow, I got all that given to me, and I'll probably use every bit of it eventually, or most of it, one way or another. And I'm going to probably take that, put it in the basement, and make a heat pump out of it, so that it's reversible for both wintertime heating and summertime cooling. But we'll see. Anyhow, so, and also got a bale of hay from a gentleman, but about 30-something miles, 35 miles from home. Pretty decent. It's got some Johnson grass in it, but it's also got Bermuda grass in it. And because I was almost out of the 127 bales that I got back in the summer that filled it right up to the edge of the barn here, or the garage, I mean. You think about it, the bales of hay are right sticking out with the roof. And I've used them up to there, no big surprise, but counting the $100 paid for my brother to drive it, it came to $500, but I think it was worth every penny of it. That bale's heavy though. I only paid $45 for that bale, and it's well worth it. Alright, well, I will try to report on what's inside the, well, the babies are doing good. Inside the greenhouse, very briefly. Not that it's changed a whole lot, but it's changed a little bit. But there's a lot of radio music in the background, so as I go through there, I'm going to put my finger over the microphone. Seeing as my mother's nearly deaf, I had to plug that up because she has the radio out very loud. Even then, it's probably coming through. So here we've got the cacti that are flowering, and this is I've decided to name this the spider plant, as in factory of spider plants. It's a plant of spider plants. But, so this cactus is a little ahead of the others, a little droopy. Mom said they want them to be dry, but boy, they don't look so good when they're dry. And my little experimental onion sets all popping off here, various degrees of sproutage. And so, yeah, whether that'll keep them from maturing prematurely, nobody knows, but they'll be in here till whenever. Anyhow, so that's pretty much everything. And I have really nothing else to report on that is of significance anywhere. All my avocados and my grapefruit trees are still growing. Little growth there, little growth over there, little new growth over here and over there. Just, if you look around, there's some new growth here and there. So, yeah, and now I may have completely lost my prickly pear. It completely lost its roots. I probably overwatered it too much. So that's not good. The ginger plant is not growing. That, whatever that is not growing. I'm pretty sure that one's dead, so I'll probably end up repotting this plant into that pot. The lemongrass, again, no growth, probably dead. And the aloe vera growing like weeds. And mother-in-law's tongue. There was a lot of mother-in-law's tongue that didn't make it. Last time we had a freeze, but this year we got them in before they froze, and so maybe we will repopulate on those too. So, and even though these look really bad and they are suffering a lot, I've rewatered them since then, and so they should come back, hopefully. Alright, so that's everything, and we will show you more next Sabbath.